Father, in your word, you share with us that the first innocent blood that was shed, Father, when Cain slew his brother Abel, Father, that his blood cried out to you. Father, these men, their blood has already cried out to you, and we are certain that you heard their cry. Father, we pray that you'll bless this memorial, Father, that it will cry out to this community for generations to come. Father, that we'll hear their voice, that, Father, we will not repeat the mistakes of our past.
John Moss and George Hart were cousins, and in 1886, they were between the ages of 18 and 22. John and George worked on the Waldrop property near Waverly. On October 28, 1886, they were accused of killing Ed Waldrop Jr. after John, as a member of a search party, successfully located Waldrop's missing body. After learning that a lynch mob was forming, John and George fled for safety. 6 days later, on November 3rd, 1886, John Moss was captured near Wetumpka by a white mob and taken to Canaan Church near Waverly. That evening, 50 to 60 armed white men broke into the church. Despite his pleas of innocence, the white mob tortured him, hanged him, and burned his body. No one was held accountable for the lynching of John Moss. On November 5th, 1887, the white mob hanged George Hart from the same tree still scarred from the lynching of John Moss. They pinned a placard to his back that further threatened and terrorized the black community. It read, "The man that cuts this Negro down will swing from the same limb. He was put here by 100 men. Negroes who act right will certainly be treated right, but when they get out of their place, they will swing to this tree." No one was held accountable for the lynching of George Hart.
And on March 18, 1900, Charles was accused of attempted assault after startling the McCoy family daughter by entering her room. That evening, a lynch mob led by the McCoy family surrounded Charles Humphreys at his family's home and shot him more than 40 times. No one was held accountable for the murder of Charles Humphreys.
While at work on November 3rd, 1902, Samuel Harris was accused of attempted robbery and murder of 2 white women near Salem, Alabama. He was presumed guilty because of the dirt on his hands and his face. In just a few hours, he was surrounded by over 125 armed white men and shot to death. Without any evidence, Samuel Harris's wife, Beatrice, and father-in-law, Monroe Dawkins, were accused of being accomplices. Mr. Dawkins was captured by the lynch mob, but escaped near Shawaka State Park, unable to return home. In February 1903, Beatrice gave birth to her baby boy that she named Samuel Harris Jr. No one was ever held accountable for the murder of Samuel Harris or the attempted murder of Monroe Dawkins.